Hello, how are you now? I'm James Whelan, a casual talking head for smallcaps.com.au, and you're joined here by a special presentation here. We've got WIN Metals in. Joining me is Steve Norregaard, a managing director at WIN Metals. Steve, how are you now?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, James, for the opportunity.
Mate, thank you for catching up with us at short notice. A little bit of news that you guys have come out. Start off with, before we get to the news you've had, WIN Metals. What do you do and how do you make it?
We are a junior explorer developer. Started life chasing a nickel and lithium dream. Unfortunately, that ended in tears, and we've pivoted over the last 18 months into gold with a very, very good project in the Kimberley and the announcement we made today about the acquisition of the Radio Gold Mine.
Excellent work. And run us through the acquisition of the Radio Gold Mine. What makes it such a transformational opportunity for WIN?
Well, transformational in the sense that it's very, very rare you get the opportunity to walk into effectively an operational gold mine. We've acquired the asset on a walk-in, walk-out basis with not only a mine ready to be operated, but a raft of mining equipment, a partially constructed processing plant, which may or may not be of value to us, but a significant amount of assets, working capital, there's a lot of equipment, there's a lot of consumables in the sale, and to boot, a tavern with 10 rooms, only some 6 kilometres away in the town of Bullfinch. So it doesn't get a much better deal than what we've done, and we're enthused by the fact that the Radio Gold Mine has got a very, very good production history. It's produced over 70,000 ounces at a head grade of 38.5 tonne. They say the best place to look for gold is where it's already been mined, and high-grade gold such as that is a rare commodity. So we look forward to our ongoing exploration, which is on foot as we speak.
So it's currently unknown how quickly operations could come online with the infrastructure that's there, or how long until you've got a really good feel for how long you can bring it back online?
Well, one of the key opportunities that we identified during the process of due diligence was a series of old workings in very, very close proximity to the radio mine that had a little bit of exploration done, but in this high gold price environment, we saw these near surface targets as opportunities where we can potentially have open pits, and with that in mind, we've got a 9,000 metre drill program on foot now that hopefully will identify 3 open pit sources that we would be able to mine concurrent with the development of the underground mines, setting ourselves up hopefully for a restart at a decent rate of production within 12 months from now.
If you want to just go on with that, let's talk about the near-term cash flow potential of the area, and particularly with regards to the open pit opportunities at Radio Repeater, Radio South, and Radio Man. Also fantastic names for areas around that. Expand on the short-term development strategy for us there, Steve.
Well, because they're near surface resources that we believe we can identify, we're drilling them out to a high level of geological control on a 10 by 10 pattern. So we'll have very, very good definition of the mineralisation. And with that, we believe there'll be relatively low strip ratio opportunities for us. So we believe we can turn them into cash relatively quickly. We've got opportunities in the Southern Cross region for potential toll milling, which we will be pursuing, but equally so with the sunk capital that we see in the partially constructed processing plant. We may well we'll certainly investigate the opportunity of us making a small processing facility which will allow us to produce gold. So lots of opportunities available for us in the short to medium term.
What are the main benefits of on-site processing? What are the possibilities of that too, generally speaking?
Toll milling's good, and the market loves toll milling because it means there's no capital required. So understandably, that is a preferred option. But given the sunk capital we have, the real advantage for us is that it means rather than having to produce 30 or 40,000 tonnes in a parcel to go through a toll milling facility, it means that we can actually produce gold as we mine it. So our working capital requirements are less. And obviously, with a processing plant potentially being on site right beside the open pit and underground mines, there's no transport costs involved. So there is some inherent advantages, but obviously there'll be a capital cost. The challenge and the opportunity for us is obviously to minimise that capital cost and make something that is fit for purpose. And that process is alive and well and is off and going now.
So that's a great answer. I always ask the same question when I'm doing an interview. How do we KPI this for the next 6 to 12 months? What are your main targets underground at?
Drilling in the first instance, we'll complete this program in 6 weeks or thereabouts. Assays back in, we'll be able to come out with a resource statement under the WIN banner and quickly pivot that through a feasibility process in parallel with looking at the various opportunities to process the material. Early next year, we'll have optimized pits and a more detailed underground design, new resource statement and a feasibility study, which hopefully prior to the middle of next year, we'll be pressing the button and moving forward with the new project.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Big thing. Great news for new holders, great news for existing holders as well. Beyond the radio acquisition, what else have you got going on there? Nickel, lithium. How does this acquisition fit in with the broader strategy for WIN?
Well, firstly, at radio, the Southern Cross region's got an abundance of small, high-grade resources, many of them that are effectively landlocked now. So we're talking with many of our neighbours and seeing what opportunities there is for collaboration. We'll pursue that. The company's Butchers Creek project, we completed a maiden drill program there at the second half of last year. We're in scoping study mode on Butchers Creek right at the moment, and probably within the next 4 to 6 weeks, we'll come out with how we see that project evolving. And at the same time, in terms of latent value, the company's Mount Edwards nickel project and lithium project sits there dormant in our portfolio. Some 180,000 tonnes of contained nickel in 11 separate sulfide resources. The market valued that asset very, very highly in the heyday some 2 years ago. It is possible that that may come back in the foreseeable future. So there's latent value in those assets, which we'll continue to foster. We're looking at making PCAM product out of our nickel as an opportunity, and the lithium, we're refining our flow sheet there and looking at some of the byproducts which may well be the mainstay for that project. So lots of activity on many, many different fronts, but with the gold price setting all-time highs, that is clearly a focus for the company in being able to monetize these new assets that we've recently acquired.
And would that be the final message that you have to shareholders, or is there something that you'd like to impart just before we go? And thank you very much for joining us as well.
Yeah, no, thank you very, very much for the opportunity. It is an exciting time, lots of news flow coming up, and with this new asset in particular, I can see a rapid restart evolving very, very quickly. So an exciting time for new shareholders. We've recently raised some money, and existing shareholders alike. A great time to be buying a gold mine, I must say.
Yeah, post raise, post acquisition, gold price at all time highs. Absolutely great work. Steve Norregaard, MD for WIN Metals. Thank you very much for joining us on such short notice with this great news. Have yourself a great afternoon.
Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much, viewers.
No problem at all. I'm James Whelan for smallcaps.com.au, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe.
Cheers.